possible. But now you can have all the power and excitement of Nintendo right in the palm of your hand. Introducing Game Boy. It's portable, it's in stereo, and its games are interchangeable. Plus, Game Boy comes with the outrageous new game, Tetris. And for head-to-head competition, use the revolutionary video link and blow your opponent away.
I freaking love Tetris! Tetris was created back in 1984 by a man named Alexei
Pajitnov.
But I'm not here to talk about the history. I'm here to talk about the 1989 version for the Game Boy, cause this is the one that really got the ball rolling. Or should I say, the block spin. But if you really want to know the history, just watch the BBC documentary or the movie. But about that movie, there's this one scene where Hank's talking to the president of Nintendo, and they freaking use Minish Cap footage, which is a Game Boy Advance game, and the Game Boy wasn't. I'm gonna be talking about this game using the Wow It's a Mark official Tetris grading criteria, which includes... After each section, I'll give it a rating between 1 and 10, and we'll total up the points. Now I know what you're thinking. What gives this guy the right to rate these games? Because compared to the professionals, I'm nothing. But compared to the average player, I'm not half bad. So let's get into the first section. Alright, look, you really gotta mess up to not get a 10 out of 10 in this section. And trust me, some games do. This is Tetris in its purest form. There's no hard drop, there's no holding pieces, and when that block lands, it's stuck instantly. And what can I say? It's great. B-type mode is a pretty basic 25-line clear. Adjust the height, adjust the speed, and get as many Tetrises as you can within that 25 lines. Wow! If you have a Game Boy link cable, you need friends as well. You can play multiplayer. Now, I don't have that link cable, so in the description I linked the video to people who do have it.
Gentlemen, if you want to sell a couple 100,000 Game Boys to little kids, package them with Mario.
This game's got Mario and Luigi! Really, after the first 2 sections, nothing else matters. If the gameplay is good, the game is good. But when trying to find the definitive version of games that are all so similar, these things are important to talk about. Tetris for the Game Boy can look 3 different ways depending on what you play on. You've got black and white, green, and color. I genuinely like the Game Boy palette, but I think Tetris works better when it's got more than one color. But most people who play this game aren't gonna get that. Woo! Heck yeah! This is what I'm talking about, yeah! I don't ask much for this section. All I need is a good version of
Korabaniki.
What's now the main theme of Tetris. It's really the only song I want to hear when playing the game. And if you use a different one, why? Like, the Type B music is fine. I guess I'd still invite you over for dinner. But if you use Type C, hello. That was your mother. And even she's disappointed in you. This one's legitimately so important for my enjoyment of the game. There's some versions that just get this so wrong, and it drives me mad. Luckily for this one, it doesn't do anything offensive. I love the sound, but it doesn't do much more than that. the rocket victory screens are fantastic. I feel so accomplished when I get the big one, and yet I feel equally as bad when I get that tiny one that does nothing. The B-type game has cool screens as well. The more speed and height you add, the more dancers you get. And if you do the max of both, you get a rocket as well.
Luckily, technology has produced a cure. It's called a Game Boy, the personal game-playing system from Nintendo, with lots of sports, action, and puzzle games to choose from. And it comes with a puzzle game, Tetris.
All over the world, Tetris. Whatever happened to the unicycle and the ball?
Tetris was popular before the Game Boy, but this is the one that really skyrocketed its success. But nowadays, there's a version of classic Tetris that gets talked about more than this one. And that's
when things start changing right before your eyes.
The one that had that commercial. Tetris for NES is probably the more popular game now, thanks in part to Blue Scooty, who was the first to actually beat the game. But also to the classic Tetris World Championship, or the CTWC for short. And like, their YouTube channel has been putting out these really good thumbnails lately, where it's Blue Scooty facing off against his next challenger, and Logan Paul. But I can't talk about the CTWC without mentioning the legend.
Boom, Tetris or Jonas.
I know. Tetris or Jonas.
All right, imposter number 2, tell us about yourself.
My name is Jonas Neubauer. I may not know a thing about Lego, but I am the 7-time world champion of Tetris.
All right.
There it is. Jonas is your champion, 2017 champion.
7-time winner, Jonas Neubauer.
With the golden Tetris T-block.
And I can't say anything that you guys aren't thinking right now, but what an exceptional performance, and truly an honor to pass the torch to the new generation of Tetris players. So, good game, Joseph.
Have you been Tetrisized?
Square, rectangle, trapezoid, tetrazoid.
Nintendo introduces Tetris.
Whatever happened to the unicycle and the ball?
But now, you may be asking, what does the Wowitza Mark official Tetris rating criteria have to say about NES Tetris? The Game Boy version's better. Phew! That's enough Tetris for today. But if this video gets me 100 more subscribers, I will buy these personalized Tetramino flip-flops. But until next time...
Play Tetris, my friends.
Okay.